9 Victor India 30, Vancouver Island, Canada, calling the CQEX.
9 Victor India 30, 9 Victor India 30 to UDX 483 QRZ.
There we go, I got you that. Sorry, my fingers moved the frequency down last time, so I was off in space somewhere.
To UDX 483 QRZ.
Yeah, to UDX 483, you're making a good trip, my friend. How are you today?
Not doing too awful bad. I heard you in there. Wanted to reach out to you. I didn't know if you got to see your video or not, but it's definitely out there.
Yeah, I did get to see it. Yeah, thank you very much for putting that up there. It's always nice to hear what I sound like on the air versus what I sound like here. So yeah, no, I appreciate you getting that out there. Sorry about not coming back to you earlier. Like I said, I flipped to a different frequency and I wasn't paying attention and thought I was on the right one, but I wasn't even close.
Oh, no problem at all, man. You know, that's no big deal. No big deal at all. I got you 57 here in South Carolina this afternoon. A little bit overcast for me this afternoon, but we got good temperatures. We're sitting at about 62 degrees Fahrenheit there, Roger.
Yeah, QSL. Well, no, that's good to hear. You're coming through about a 5.7 on this view. I get a little bit of a woodpecker noise every once in a while, but you're definitely making it through. We're sunny now and probably about 55 degrees or so. It just poured rain overnight though, so we're still drying out from that. But well, we haven't had a sunny day in a while, so I'll take it while I can.
Heck yeah, sunny day is always a good, well, for the most part, a good day for sure.
Yeah, well, especially around here, our winter is basically gray and rain, so anytime we can get a little bit of sun, it's always a nice thing you can get outside for.
Roger that. Your weather is very similar to England, with the exception of you have a tremendous amount of snow, QSL?
Yeah, we're similar to like the UK, where it's basically it's from, well, let's say November to end of March. It's a lot of rain and just gray. We don't get a lot of snow or below freezing conditions here. We'll probably get about 2 weeks a year of that, so it's nice that way, but you just got to get used to not seeing a lot of sun, because even the days it's not raining, it's usually cloudy out and just got that gray blah feeling. So it's you take the good with the bad, I guess. You don't freeze and you don't have to deal with snow, but you just get a whole lot of gray.
Roger that. Yeah, I wasn't even thinking Vancouver Island. Wasn't thinking about you're over on the west side until you said that you didn't get much snow, and then it came back to me. It must be the conditions today. The brains aren't working so well.
That's me most days. I wouldn't feel anything from it, but how's things been today? Have you had much skip rolling in? I just came on the radio about, I don't know, 20 minutes ago. I missed the morning European stuff, so yeah, now it's just basically North America, and hopefully we can get some of the Pacific stuff.
Well, I'm the same thing. I just got out here just a little while ago, and I got 219 check-in again. Beyond that, you're all I've got.
Yeah, it's like I said, you're the only one that came back to me when I put that first call out. So, and it sounds pretty quiet. Everyone's from Spanish-speaking stations out there. So, I'll see what I can get. But I'm guessing it's probably going to be a pretty thin day for the old logbook.
Yeah, that's one thing. You're over there with old Jungle Joe, 791. He gets a lot of the Asia and all that stuff, so you know, y'all have a big kick on me. I'm over here on the East Coast, so I get a lot of Europe. Get an awful lot of Europe, which I'm perfectly good with every bit I can get. Scotland, so forth like that. But when it comes to Australia and so forth, Hawaii, my buddies in California, they talk to Hawaii like, you know, just like it's a neighbor, and very rarely I get it. And Alaska, I have only successfully logged it twice. I have had a few attempted contacts and had the the West Coast shut me down on that, but yeah, Alaska, Hawaii, anything over there. But then again, my antenna's sitting at 22 feet at the base, so you know, I'm limited as to what I can really get, even with the good conditions. But hopefully we'll change that in the next few months.
Yeah, QSL, no, he's got a nice 3 or 4 antennas, but his nice beam makes life a little easier for him. I've just got an Antron 99, it's about 25 feet in the air, but I'm about 3 blocks away from the ocean, so there's not a lot to get nice. It's funny, he's only about, I would say a 20-minute drive and a 20-minute ferry ride from me, so we're pretty close, but I can very rarely ever pick him out of the pile, just by where he is, and yeah, I'm just on the other side of the island chain that we're in, so we talk on Facebook a lot. I'm actually going over to his island next weekend, so hopefully I'll pick him up because I've got the mobile in the truck. And yeah, Australia, we usually get, like you said, Hawaii's pretty easy to get. Alaska, I've just started to get. It's a lot easier on the upper sideband channels than it is on the lower sideband channels, just because there's way more people trying to get them on that. But yeah, it's you would think we would get Japan and South Korea and stuff like that more often. I've maybe got about 3 or 4 Japanese stations in the 9 or 10 months that I've been doing this. But yeah, it'll be mostly North America, and then you'll pick up some of the random South Pacific islands that'll be out there, the Philippines, Indonesia, etc.
Roger that. Well, I have 0 on to Japan. I have basically 0 Asia. Most of my stuff comes from the south and the east and west, north. West, I get West Coast. That's you know, that's pretty much every day. Pretty easy to do. But yeah, I've got people just a few miles down the road from me that have difficulty talking to on sideband, but you know, AM is really not much of an issue. But yeah, in the state, very rarely talk to anybody in the state. Georgia is right next to me, North Carolina right next to me. Very rarely talk into them. Florida, I get every now and then, but yeah, the states right next to me, I get little or nothing.
Yeah, QSL, we're pretty much the same here. As far as actually getting like British Columbia, my province, there's not a ton. Every once in a while, I'll get that odd one that's way up there, but nothing like from Vancouver, which you would think's close to me. Washington State, there's a couple that I can pick off that because we're basically looking right across at them. But yeah, as far as Oregon, I very rarely get. There was once in the summer where there was just light, short skip conditions. I picked up a bunch of them in one shot, but even LA, like California stuff, I'll start to get Northern California, and sometimes I'll make it down to like Southern Cal. But yeah, it's like that kind of first little batch of states and provinces around me. I'm the same. It's more in the summer we were getting Florida, Texas, the Carolinas, kind of that diagonal from where we are. So it's yeah, funny how it works.
Indeed, indeed. Yeah, I've got a stereo like Joe's, but I've got the 4-element, but I've got it sitting on the ground because I want to make a few a few changes before I put it back up, and I've got a real big change that I'm gonna make, but the Serio's not gonna go on it. I've got a 54-foot crank-up tower, and I also have a 5-element high gain. It's actually a 10, 15, 20 meter beam, but 10 meter, yeah, I can stretch it enough to do 11 meter, and I also have a antenna tuner that will accept it. So if I can't bring it close enough in, I can always fudge it with that. So but yeah, that's not going to happen anytime soon. I gotta make a few purchases as far as mounting and then a whole bunch of concrete. So yeah, not happening anytime soon, but one day in the future. Until then, it'll sit out there under the shed.
Heck, USL, yeah, I'm, like I said, I don't have a lot of room to play with, so it's pretty well when I got this one, it came down to either the Antron or the IMAX, so I just split with the Antron because, well, I wasn't quite sure what I was getting into at that point, but I've also got the Wolf 1000 on the truck, so yeah, sometimes I'll go closer to the water, or I'll try and get out. We don't have a lot of elevation where I am. The best I can get up is probably 400 feet or so, but just that little bit of change even, it's funny how it'll sometimes change things up, and you'll end up getting different stations, or you'll get out a bit better, or just getting away from some of the noise from the electrical, the house coming in.
Yeah, it is definitely an interesting hobby. You know, people that don't do it don't have a clue and just don't understand it, but it's crazy. And for my channel, I want to at some point in time. I don't know if you've ever heard of him, Howard Jones, top 40 pop whatever. He did a song. It's called "Out of Thin Air," and that's pretty much what our hobby is about, out of thin air. And I figured I'd make a good intro for my videos.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's yeah. Every time I think I'm going down the right path, I end up hitting a dead end somewhere. I know, like even now, I kind of cheat. I go on it's called QES, and it's all software-defined radios that are all around the world. And there's one that's in Deer Harbor, Washington State, which is basically right across, like I said, from us. And there's an antenna I'll use to listen sometimes. I cheat with that, where I'll put the antenna on, I'll mute the radio, and then I'll just use that as my ear. It's pretty neat, the different pickup, just because he's got less noise around him than I do, so it bumps it down by about 2 S units, the noise, and just what I can pick out. And there's a little bit of a delay. There's about a second delay, I guess, from what I'm getting it going out, but it works pretty good for the people that I'm struggling here. Like I said, you're easy right now. I don't have it on because you're coming in S9, but yeah, it makes it for some of those far out stations a little easier to pick out.
Yeah, roger that. Yeah, it's I heard you talking with Chester about that last weekend. Yeah, it's definitely the SDRs are very interesting, which, you know, it's funny. I've got a few in the state with me. As a matter of fact, I've got one that's listed as about, as the crow flies, about 15 to 20 miles from me, and I can't touch it. It's unbelievable. I can't touch it at all, but then again, I've got a military base between me and them, so I think that has a little bit to do with it too. So, but anyway, I hate to do it to you, but I think I'm gonna have to bail because I got some other things I should have been doing, but I'm not doing it, so I guess I better go do it. But, but Sean, definitely, I heard you call and figured I'd see if I could catch you again, and looks like hopefully maybe for the near future anyway, we may be able to do this on a frequent frequent exchange, we'll call it. And definitely good to hear you in my receive. Enjoyed the QSO. I'll log you here in Cluster DX in just a moment, and I do have the camera running, so I'll post this one later on. I'll probably get it out this evening, if not this evening, tomorrow evening, and let you hear it again. Definitely enjoyed it, Operator Steve, on this end. In case you didn't remember, I remembered yours by writing it down last weekend. That's how I remembered it. But anyway, yeah, definitely good to talk to you again, and hopefully we can do it again real soon there. Roger.
Cheers, Steve. Well, thanks for coming back to me. Like I said, always a pleasure to have a nice long QSO with you. It's not often I get to have a good chit chat, and yeah, it's fingers crossed. Conditions are in our favor. We can do this again a few more times. But if we don't catch you for some reason, you have a good Christmas and a happy New Year. And yeah, all the best to you and the family. And like I said, we'll be listening for you. I'm sure we'll catch you again. But we'll say 73s. You have a good rest of your day, and we'll hopefully get you again in the next day or two.
Roger, Sean. I don't know if I told you or not, but for the most part I had you 5.7, bumped to 5.8 every now and then, but good clear audio. Basically have nothing for QRM, QSB on this end, which is very unusual, so it made for good audio. And for the record, I'm 30 miles west of the east coast of South Carolina, just outside of Charleston, South Carolina. So 9 Victor India 30, Sean. We'll say 73s, 51s, and until next time, click, 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 my friend.
Yeah, the only noise coming through is I'd get a woodpecker every once in a while, but that's got nothing to do with you. So yeah, that's what you got definitely working for you.
Roger, Roger. Well, click, 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 and a chow, chow. You have yourself a fine one.
Here's 73, Steve. We'll talk soon.